If you think this week's dream house in Ipswich, Massachusetts looks like a movie set, that's because it's been one. Several movies have been filmed here, including The Witches of Eastwick and the recent Ghosts of Girlfriends Past. This wildly romantic mansion is called the Great House at Castle Hill. Susan Hill Dolan is the Cultural Resources Manager for the current owners, the trustees of reservations.
Originally there were Native Americans on the site in the town of what was Agawam during the early prehistory. Then for 200 years it was a saltwater farm.
The Great House you see today was built in 1928 by the property's most famous owner, Richard Teller Crane Jr.
He was the son of Richard T. Crane Sr. of Chicago, president and founder of Crane Company, a manufacturer of valves, fittings, plumbing fixtures as they're better known today, and this son inherited the business from his father.
Believe it or not, this 59-room mansion was built to be the Cranes' summer house. They spared no expense, assembling a dream team of designers including top architect David Adler.
He modeled this house after two English country houses, which are now both property of the National Trust of Great Britain. He combined the beautiful facades of both houses and created this mansion.
The Olmsted brothers, the son and the stepson of landscape legend Frederick Law Olmsted, developed the roads, designed the formal garden, and picked the spot for the house. Another landscape architect, Arthur Shercliffe, came up with the most striking feature of the grounds, the Grandolay. It's a half-a-mile-long grass lawn leading to the ocean. Now, as amazing as it looks now, soon it's going to look even better. Overgrown and storm-damaged Norway spruce trees will be removed, widening the view. With grounds this great, it's no wonder Castle Hill hosts a ton of weddings every year. The weddings are possible because the Crane family gifted the home and the grounds to the trustees of reservations in 1949. Laura DeLay is the very busy private events manager.
We do about 60 weddings a year from April through November. I'd have to say that it's popular because it's a destination spot for a lot of our couples. The rolling hills, we have these beautiful ocean views, the manicured lawns, and the historic home itself.
Susan understands what brides see in the home. She got married at Castle Hill long before she worked here.
We had our wedding ceremony off the East Terrace overlooking the ocean. There were deer and little animals coming out around and beautiful music. It was quite wonderful.
Many a bride have come down this gorgeous staircase. The intricate carving shows David Adler's eye for detail.
The whole staircase, in fact, was modeled after one from an 18th century English house from which Mr. Crane also bought woodwork.
It was restored so it looks like it did back in the Cranes' day. The photo on the landing is the two Crane children, Cornelius and Florence. This beautiful dining room cushions the blow of a rainy wedding day.
It seats 100 guests, and the couple can exchange their vows right here with their family and friends.
The room was used in the Ghosts of Girlfriends Past. Filmmakers painted it bright pink.
It was great to meet the actors and the actresses. It was just really a lot of fun to see everybody's creativity.
After the movie crew left, the trustees used a more historic shade.
We were able to, after that, do some paint analysis and get back to the original color scheme and glaze paint it from top to bottom.
Other rooms in the house aren't as focused on weddings. Instead, they're a fascinating snapshot of how the Crane family lived. Check out this library. Grinling Gibbons made the amazing woodwork above the fireplace in England in the late 17th century.
And that was brought over piece by piece, installed in here along with some new paneling, and made it look like early ancestry in a 1928 house.
Most possessions were sold off when Mrs. Crane died in 1949, but the house has been lovingly refurbished with rich period pieces. These books were bought by the yard from an Irish country estate. The Cranes' bedrooms are upstairs. Mrs. Crane's bedroom features glazed pinewood paneling from an English home and a one-of-a-kind work of art.
And we'll find in there today a John Singer Sargent charcoal sketch of her done in 1919.
His bedroom is much more manly, done in reds and browns. The silhouette on the wall is a family portrait done in 1926. As you would expect from a family that made its money in plumbing, the bathrooms were way ahead of their time. Mrs. Crane's bathroom is full of luxurious details.
She had a state-of-the-art Crane bathroom with marble interior and faux painted marble woodwork, really quite glamorous.
The fixtures are made of real sterling silver. Wow! Mr. Crane's bathroom has plenty of bells and whistles too.
It has silver, a tub, industrial strength towel warmer, and beautiful views out to the beach.
His bathroom has a sink with glass legs and something hers doesn't, a shower. Instead of a shower, Mrs. Crane's suite included this beautiful sitting room. It has elaborate woodwork and colors that bring in the outdoors.
For that room in particular, we were able to find the original fabric that David Adler used for that house. It's a 1924 pattern by Lee Joffe. It was then Arthur Lee, called Hollyhock.
This pattern is so popular, it's still available to this day. Whether they use the great house at Castle Hill to shoot a movie, to exchange vows, or just for a visit, Susan says no one forgets their trip to the Crane estate.
Huge wow factor, I think, when they see the scale of the estate. It looks like something from England. It looks, you know, this very European feel to it. And I think people are just always astounded by the beauty of the estate.